Hello everyone, and welcome to my Real Housewives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mauricio Umansky, the ex-husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills actress Kyle Richard, is being sued for a PPP loan worth $3 million. During the epidemic, real estate salesperson Mauricio, 54, who had been married to Kyle, 55, for 27 years, applied for both the CARES Act loan and the Payroll Protection Program. The government's intention with the loans was to support financially struggling enterprises as the nation fought COVID-19, so averting layoffs. Mauricio and William Billy Rose, his business associate, received approval for a substantial sum of $3,521,153 for their opulent real estate venture. The agency, RHOBH LLC, filed a violations complaint in July 2023 regarding the agency's purported breach of the Federal False Claims Act. The court filings from last summer were recently unsealed, and In Touch has got them. 2 rounds of loan applications were reviewed by the agency. The $2.3 million request made by the luxury real estate brokerage during the first round was granted. The brand also received approval for a $1.1 million loan when it sought for one for round 2. According to the lawsuit, those 2 programs were not designed to support or preserve the profits of a business that had sufficient funds available to pay its employees. Rather, they were enacted solely to prevent termination of employees by providing loans to businesses that were unable to pay them due to the impact of COVID-19. However, the great bulk of the earnings went to those very companies, leaving out in the cold several small businesses that were negatively impacted by COVID-19 due to decreased revenue. Examples of these businesses include restaurants and grocery stores. A lot of the big, successful companies got their loans by lying about their financial status, saying they were qualified when they weren't, or by fabricating the way the money would be spent. The filing went on. Their revenue was based on a percentage of real estate transactions, typically between millionaires and billionaires, not consumers who were unable to buy goods or dine out because of the COVID-19 restrictions. Their profits would have been minimally impacted, if at all. In actuality, the COVID-19 outbreak caused a huge increase in the agency's business. Growth in the midst of a national health emergency is the issue here. According to the lawsuit, the agency's sales volume was $6 billion in 2019 and grew to $6.5 billion in 2020. It continued by underlining how the business ballooned to $11.2 billion in 2021. The lawsuit went on to say that in order for the defendants to be eligible for PPP loans, they had to falsely certify that their need for the loans was to pay their employees, claiming that current economic uncertainty makes this loan request necessary to support the ongoing operations of the applicant. Furthermore, the amounts they requested and were granted surpassed the 2.5 monthly salary loan limit, which is capped at $100,000 salary per employee annually. Defendants not only obtained loans predicated on these fraudulent certifications, but they also sought for and were granted complete loan forgiveness after realizing they were never qualified for the loans in the first instance. The defendants had sufficient funds to continue their current operations and pay the salaries of their employees, hence the PPP loans were neither required nor utilized for such reasons. Rather, they did nothing but increase the defendants' earnings. Defendants' business concentrated upon luxury real estate transactions of white-collar millionaires and billionaires who were not harmed by the pandemic. The lawsuit went on after that. The agency specializes in luxury residences for the wealthy and well-known, with an average sales price of $1.92 million, rather than beginning homes. This is in contrast to small businesses that rely on a steady stream of customers, like grocery stores, restaurants, and other businesses that sell other products and services. Because Mauricio and Billy, the co-owners of the agency, are already extraordinarily affluent people who jointly control tens of millions of dollars worth of real estate, The fraud committed here to secure profits is all the more heinous. If necessary, reducing or forgoing the distribution of profits for a while would not have made it financially impossible for them to continue operating their business. As required by law, RHOBH requested that the court order each defendant to pay 3 times the damages that the United States has experienced because of defendants' acts, plus a civil penalty of not less than $12,537 and not more than $25,076 for each, and every false claim. The claims have been refuted by Mauricio and the agency. The agency's spokesperson told In Touch, "The agency has always operated with the highest level of integrity in all aspects of our business, even though we are unable to comment on ongoing litigation. We experienced severe difficulties during the COVID-19 pandemic, involving layoffs and budget cuts, like many other businesses. Our priorities have always been providing outstanding customer service and providing support to our staff, particularly during that difficult time. We intend to vigorously defend against these meritorious claims, as the claims in this case do not reflect the reality of our operations and financial situation at the time we filed for our PPP loans." In the same month that the lawsuit was filed, Kyle and Mauricio broke up. As Texans criticize reality star Yolanda Hadid for giving a tour of her Fort Worth house with a cowboy theme, harsh remarks are being made. The 60-year-old former cast member of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills showcased her rustic home last week in a video tour published by Architectural Digest. The clip opens with the former model coming to the door, dressed in chaps, her blonde hair in Willie Nelson braids and a cowboy hat. "She had to wear chaps for this," a user added. "The age of wealthy cosplayers is advancing rapidly." In recent months, Bella Hadid, one of Hadid's model children, has also established herself as a mainstay in Cowtown, as Fort Worth is referred to. Since the guys they are dating exposed them to cowboy culture, both women appear to have adopted a Western way of life. Hadid said to AD, "That trip was really my first introduction to Texas," recalling a previous early date she went on with her fiancé, Joseph Jingoli. "We traveled directly to Fort Worth, where there was an enormous horse exhibition including countless numbers of genuine, real cowboys. It felt as though I had walked into a Western film. It's just fashion unless you have livestock," the user commented. "I am a true Texan to the death. Why is she dressed like this for this?" he said. Since her fiancé doesn't drink, the home has a mudroom area, a Pilates studio, and a honey bar. "My partner, Joey, has been sober for 39 years, Hadid says. "Originally, I had planned to create a tequila bar, but I decided that wouldn't be suitable in our house, so I created a honey bar instead. I enjoy gathering various types of honey from our travels." In one of the video's most absurd scenes, Hadid, a Dutch star noted for her numerous affairs with affluent and well-known men, lets cameras into her tornado room, which is filled with glass food jars. The model-turned-TV personality falsely said, "I didn't know that you have to have a tornado room when you move to Texas. Come inside, I've never been in a tornado. Because it is constructed of cinder blocks, this pantry doubles as a storm room." An embarrassing moment, as every Texan knows that during a storm, the safest area in the house is an interior room without windows, because the glass would most likely kill or seriously hurt you. Roof tornado? Despite being a native Texan, I have never lived in or visited a home with a tornado room. So, what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.